guys, so today I have my 1 month postpartum newborn baby update for you. Calvin was born on May 27th. I'm filming this today on June 29th, so I'm a couple days late already, and it might even be a couple more days before I finally get to edit this and upload it for you guys. But I'm sure that you guys will be patient with me being a new mommy and having a newborn and everything. I don't always get enough time to edit and film and do my makeup or any of that kind of stuff. So let's hop right in and I'll tell you guys about the past month. So I've got a list of stuff written down here, so let's go on through it. Calvin hasn't had a doctor's appointment since his 2 weeks appointment, and he's not going to have another one until 2 months, so I don't know exactly how much he weighs, but according to our scale here at home, he's about 10 or 11 pounds already, so that's pretty awesome. He never was in newborn diapers unless they had him in them at the hospital I wasn't aware of, but they sent him home in number 1 diapers, so he's in size 1 still, and I feel like he still has a little bit to go. Is he wearing Pampers right now? And Huggies are a little bit bigger than the Pampers, or it's the other way around or something like that. But he is still fitting in the same size diapers that he came home in. He has grown out of some of his clothes though. I just over the weekend went through and kind of cleared out a little bit of stuff in the drawer that isn't fitting so well anymore, especially his nighttime sleepers. They're just not long enough. Like if he stretches out his legs, he feels very confined. He can't really stretch out his legs fully in some of those sleepers. So the newborn sleepers are mostly gone. I think we have a couple left. They're just a little bit bigger. It's so weird to me how vastly different brands or different stores can be in their newborn sizes and in their, other baby sizes, 0 to 3 or whatever. It's just super strange to me how hugely different they can be. He can still fit into some of his onesies that are in newborn sizes, but they are getting kind of just tight in his body area, like his belly and everything, and they can be kind of hard to close over his diaper on the bottom. So he's really growing out of the newborn stuff, and we're moving into the 0 to 3 months. So over this past weekend, a lot of stuff has changed. If you watched my 1 week and 2 week update, things were going pretty smoothly, pretty well. The first 2 weeks having this newborn baby was not that bad, not what I was expecting at all. I thought he would be crying and screaming and going crazy all the time, but he was actually really good for the first 2 weeks. These last 2 weeks, weeks 3 and 4, have been kind of different, I gotta be honest. So he's eating about every 3 hours at night and about every 2 hours during the day. And I say that because he's very different every day. He kind of has his own little schedule going on. He is pretty good at night. He usually sleeps a pretty good stretch right at first, and then like right around midnight he wakes up, and then after that he wakes up every couple of or 3 hours. So he sleeps really good at first, and then the later part of the night is kind of, the early morning hours are kind of a different story. He can be as close together as every 2 hours or as far apart as every 3 hours that he wants to wake up and feed. And when he is sleeping, I have him in a little bassinet right next to my bed, and it's not like he gets up and screams and cries as soon as he's hungry, but I can hear him over there just fussing around and making noise and, just being a fussy little baby, and so that's when I know it's time to wake up and feed him. And I think it's kind of funny. I don't know if it's because he's on my side of the bed and he's closest to me, but I always hear him fussing around, and then I'll wake up. It takes Justin for him to scream in order to wake Justin up, so I don't know if it's just the mother's ears. I can hear better than Justin can, or if it's because he's closer, or maybe Justin's just a hard sleeper and I'm really light. So I don't know what that is, but he never gets up and screams at night unless, I don't know, like if you're fussing around with him, like when I was trying to breastfeed him at night, he would get kind of fussy and he would scream and freak out and whatnot. And sometimes if you pick him up and you put him down and then you go get the bottle, he'll like freak out and like you can't wait 2 seconds or he's gonna starve to death. So sometimes he will scream and wake Justin, but for the most part he's just kind of fussy at nighttime. So during the day his feeding is all over the place. In the morning he's usually awake from he likes to wake up right around when Justin leaves for work, which is right like 4:30 to 5:30 in the morning. He'll be awake for a period of time, and then he'll go back to bed until about 8-ish. And from 8 to lunchtime, he is wide awake most mornings. And he likes to feed every stinking hour while he's awake in the morning time like that. Then he'll sleep for most of the like midday, like maybe 11-ish to 1 or 2-ish, and then he'll wake back up again. And sometimes he'll want to feed every hour in the afternoons, but most of the time it's every 2 hours or so. So he's just kind of all over the place, just doing whatever he wants. I'm not trying to get him on any kind of schedule or anything at this point because he's still just only a month old. We had him on kind of a schedule in like the 2nd week because our pediatrician was concerned he wasn't gaining enough weight, so we had to like feed him and feed him and feed him. And I think that's kind of left over, and that's why he's feeding so often during the days, because he was kind of used to that kind of schedule that we had him on for a little while there. But for the most part, I just let him do what he wants. I'm not trying to restrict him and make him eat at certain times or anything. I would like him to sleep at certain times, but it's really just up to him. I'm not trying to create any kind of schedule at this point. So he kind of has general awake and nap times during the day, just kind of a round kind of general time frame that he likes to nap or be awake, and he always seems to be napping when we have visitors. Like, so many people in my family have not even seen him with his eyes open because he just sleeps whenever people come over. It's like, and I think he's like that with Justin too, because like he could be throwing fits and acting crazy and just wanting to eat every 10 seconds and just being so fussy all day long, and as soon as Justin gets home, he's like, no Dad, I'm a perfect little angel. And that's how I feel like he is when we have visitors too. Like, everybody comes over and he's just sleeping, they're like, oh, he must sleep all the time. And it's like, no, it's only because you're here. He acts crazy all the other times. So I finally did have to break down and ask Justin for some help in the overnight feedings, and I feel really bad about it because I know Justin has to go to work and I can take naps when he takes naps. You know, I have a more flexible schedule during the day, and Justin can't just nap in the middle of the day at work, you know, if he doesn't get enough sleep the night before. So I had to ask Justin's help over the weekend, and he's been helping me for a few days now, because the night feedings can sometimes be really, really sucky. I try to feed him a bottle overnight just because it's easier for me, because he'll only take like 10 minutes to drink a whole bottle, but it'll take like 20 minutes or half an hour to feed from the breast. So it's just quicker and easier for me to give him a bottle overnight for those 3 times that he wakes up generally overnight. And also that gives me the option that if I really, really need it, Justin can feed him too, so I can kind of rest a little bit. So because I'm feeding him bottles at night, I pump in the middle of the night too. So it's kind of, you know, maybe it's not necessarily the best idea, because I feed him for 10 minutes from the bottle and then I pump for like 20 minutes. So I'm up for a half hour anyway. I might as well just be breastfeeding him to begin with. But I produce enough milk to have milk to feed him and to store away, and I want to create a nice kind of backup storage, freezer storage, for when I go back to work. So pumping overnight is really the only time that I pump. I pump right before bed, in the middle of the night sometime, and then like right when Justin gets up and goes to work around 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I have had Justin helping me for one of those night feedings. I'll have Justin give Cal the bottle, and then I will pump while Justin's feeding Cal, and it works so much easier instead of being up forever and ever. It seems like it's like every time that I feed him a bottle and pump at the same time, I'm up for an hour in the middle of the night, and it's really hard to get back to bed once you're up for a whole hour. So having Justin here and just that one feeding in the middle of the night really makes a big difference with Justin's help. Cal also gave us his first smile, his first real smile over the weekend. He's been smiling, you know, he'll like smile in his sleep, he'll smile when he's pooing and all that kind of stuff, just that little baby smile. But he gave some real smiles this past weekend. I think Justin saw 2 of them, and then I saw one today, or was it yesterday I saw it? I finally got to see it. So that's really exciting. I thought that they don't start doing that. Like, from everything I read, it was like from 6 weeks on, but Cal's only, you know, a month old, 4.5 weeks or whatever, and he's finally giving us some smiles. It's super duper exciting. I'm like so excited to see all the different milestones and stuff. I have a little like recording in my phone on what kind of stuff he's been up to. And I know you guys, or maybe you're wondering, I've mentioned breastfeeding a lot in my updates, and we have been using a nipple shield, and I've been trying to get him to latch without the nipple shield, and we've hit a milestone. Like last week sometime, he fed for 7 whole minutes without the nipple shield. I was like so excited. He latched like I think 3 different times. It was all on the same day. He was like, I guess didn't really care if he had the nipple shield or not for that particular day, but all on the same day, 3 different occasions he latched. He only stayed for a couple minutes on the 2 occasions, but he fed for a whole 7 minutes without the nipple shield once, and that was like so awesome. So we've been trying to work on that, trying really hard. I gotta get him when he's like just barely starting to get fussy and not really hungry, because when he's like full blown I'm starving to death, there's no luck without the nipple shield. So Cal is really good at holding his head up. He has been for quite a while now. He'll hold it up for a good, 10-15 seconds, and he's really good at balancing it. I think it's pretty good for his age, and other people that have come over to visit who've seen him actually awake and actually doing things, they all make the comment that he's holding his head up really well. So I'm super proud of him. I'm very, very happy that he's doing well with that. He is usually pretty good with tummy time. If he's like hungry or or too full or not hungry. I mean, he needs to be in the perfect little position to want to be hanging out and doing tummy time. He's really good at like lifting his head up and like turning one way, and then you can talk to him over here and he'll like, you know, mess around and try to turn that way to listen or to look at you who are talking on the other side. So that's something I like to do, is to talk to him on the opposite side that he's looking, to see if he will turn around and look the other way. He really likes to lay on his side. Like if he's kind of being a little fussy and we just want to lay him down for a sec instead of holding him and rocking him and touching him and everything, because he loves to be held. That's another thing, a little offshoot here. The first 2 weeks he, I guess, didn't realize that he could be held all the time, because as soon as week 3 hit, he was like, I must be held at all times. Like he finally realized that being held is way better than just laying down by yourself, so he really likes to be held lately. But what was I talking about before? About him laying on his side. So if we put him down, like laying to one side, usually, I guess it's his left side he likes to lay on, he isn't as fussy. So he can sometimes just kind of sit there for a while, and he likes that a little better than just staring up at the ceiling and, you know, laying flat on his back. When he gets upset, he like coughs when he cries. I don't know if that's a normal baby thing, but he'll just like be like, wah, 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 and then he'll be like, I don't know why he does that, but that's just something that he does. So one thing I do want to mention is the little boy pee-pee issue. It's like crazy. I never realized how much he would pee all over himself and pee all over me while I'm changing his diaper. I have 2 nieces, and that was never really an issue. But with Calvin, the little boy, he is always peeing. It's like every single time that I want to change his diaper. Okay, maybe not every single time, but probably once a day he's peeing in the middle of changing his diaper, and it's just a big ol' mess. We gotta change his onesie, we gotta change his diaper again. I mean, it's just change the changing pad. I mean, it's just, it makes changing his butt turn into like a 15-minute ordeal. So his umbilical cord fell off in week 3 on the 13th of June, and then on the 15th we gave him his first real bath, which he had a really suspicious look on his face when we first put him in the water, and he was kind of like, what the heck are you guys doing here? But then he really freaked out when we started washing him. So he was kind of okay just sitting in the water, but then as soon as we put the washcloth on him and started rubbing him all over, he was not having it. So just that first bath was kind of a little bit of an adventure, but since then I think he really likes baths, and he's been having a much better time while we give him baths lately. He's had really dry skin, and it drives me crazy. He's got a little bit in his hair, like on his head, and then definitely on his hands and his feet. They look awfully, awfully dry. So I rub him down with coconut oil all the time, and then like every day I rub him down with Aveeno lotion. So he's got plenty of lotions all over his body at most times of the day. But when we give him a bath, I like to put a little like tablespoon of coconut oil in the bath water too, which seems to really, really help. I mean, he's just like absolutely totally moisturized and like feels so slippery and good when he gets out of the bath. He has had some baby acne, not like a bunch all over the place, but just every once in a while you'll see little baby zits on his face. And for me and Justin, we're both pickers, and we like to pop zits and we like to mess with that kind of stuff. It drives us crazy to not touch his face, not gonna lie. The last thing I want to mention is that me and Calvin went on our first adventure, just the 2 of us, last Friday, all by ourselves. I packed him up in the car, and we went to Walmart, and we also stopped by my work so I could show him off to everybody. I was super duper proud of us for surviving that, because I've only ever been out with Justin and with Rye, my sister, for the past 4 weeks, and I was like, one day I was just like, okay, we can do this, we can do this. And Cal slept the whole time, so it was wonderful, and we survived. It is super hot here, which is kind of the sucky thing. I don't want to bring him out all the time because it's like a million billion degrees here in St. Louis lately. So I don't plan on taking him out all the time or anything, just because it is so stinking hot here. It makes me uncomfortable, so I know he's got to be uncomfortable, so I don't plan on being out very much with him. But we just needed to get to the store. I had to get Justin an anniversary card because our anniversary was over the weekend, and I had to get to the store to buy him something. So I guess before I go, I will show you guys my belly 1 month postpartum. I am still wearing some good old maternity legging type things. These are just like from eBay. So here's the belly. Not too bad. I mean, of course I wish I was back to my regular shape, but it's not bad. I still hate the little pooch going on down here. We've only got like 2 more weeks before I can officially start exercising again. On the 7th, I have my 6-week exam checkup at the doctor, so hopefully I'll be able to start exercising and try to do something about this. As far as weight is concerned, I'm at the same point that I was 2 weeks ago at 155, which is not where I want to be. But I was reading a lot and it seems like breastfeeding really does start to kick in at like the 3-month mark. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll start losing weight a little better as time goes on. But like, I mean, I haven't been doing anything to try to lose weight anyway. I'm eating just like I did before I was pregnant, which thank goodness, because I was eating like a freaking pig when I was pregnant. So I'm back to normal as far as eating is concerned. I'm not eating particularly healthy or unhealthy. I just kind of eat whatever I want to eat. We do try to go for walks, but like I said, it's been so stinking hot outside that it's just terrible to try to go out for a walk. I don't want to put Cal out in the summer heat like that. And plus I have to like bundle him up when we go anyway, because he has to wear a hat, you know, to cover his little head. He has to wear long sleeves or have a blanket kind of thing, a swaddle blanket over him to protect him from the sun. So just going out with him is already a pain in the butt because of the sun. Plus it's 1,000 degrees outside, so I know he's got to be hotter than you would think, you know, just being out in the weather. So hopefully, maybe eventually the weather will break. This week is supposed to be in the 80s, not the 90s. So hopefully we can get out a little bit more this week than we have in the past. But not doing anything in particular to try to lose weight. I'm just kind of stuck at the same point that I was. But I think even though I haven't lost more weight since 2 weeks, I think I look better than I did at 2 weeks postpartum. So that's good. Still not at the point where I want to be, of course, but we're working on it. So anyway, that is my 1 month postpartum baby update. I will try to get Cal to wake up a little bit and I'll show you guys a shot after I finish off this video here. So if you want to see him, then just keep on watching. If you guys did like the video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what other kind of baby related stuff you want to see. Like I said, I've got a newborn and I'm not really great at balancing taking care of him and editing and filming and doing all the YouTube stuff. So I'll try my very best, but I can't guarantee anything at this point. It might not be very timely, but hopefully eventually we'll be able to get it out. So I hope you guys liked the video and I will see you next time. Bye. What's wrong? It's okay, babe. Don't be sad. Don't be sad, Cal. Okay. You want to show the people on the camera? You gotta be happy. Here's Calvin. It's a different day, so that's why I'm wearing a different outfit. Say hi, Cal. What are you doing? He's got a cute outfit on. Be happy, babe. Be happy.